And welcome to the preview show on EMTV. This week the Edinburgh Parsons Peebles Monarchs take on the Workington Comets at Armadale Stadium, and in this episode we'll catch up with new Monarch Ricky Wells, of course formerly of Comet's fame, and we'll also catch up with Mason Campton, a man who's very well known around Armadale these days for being Ricky's mechanic, but he'll bring the inside knowledge to the Workington camp. We'll also get to know Mark Chris in one of our new features, and of course we'll have Mike's blasting our past two classic races from Armadale. New Monarch Ricky Wells has enjoyed a fine start to the season with his new club. This week Graham Munsey caught up with the American star to speak over his start to the season as he looks forward to taking on his former club at Armadale on Friday.
I'm now joined by Ricky Wells here on the Monarchs preview show. So Ricky, another busy weekend ahead?
Yeah, I look forward to it. I think, the team struggled a bit on Friday against a pretty, I wouldn't say surprisingly tough, a team that was firing against us on Saturday. So it was a close call. I think we have a 4-point advantage going into the return leg at Sheffield. But, we were hoping for a bit more, but we have to make work with what we have now. So then obviously a tough derby match with Glasgow. Everyone was pretty disappointed, I would say. I mean, I was. Frustrating night. And at the end of the day, we got beaten by the better team, which is unfortunate. It was one of those nights where I think the Glasgow boys were all firing and stuff right the way through, and we weren't, including myself. Wasn't getting out the start like I normally do, and yeah, like I said, just frustrating, and I'm really looking forward, and hopefully we can move on and make things better this weekend.
So obviously Workington on Friday, your former team, does that add a little bit of spice to the proceedings?
Oh, it's just another meeting. Obviously, it'd be good to beat Workington home and away. That's the goal. But it's always just a bit of rivalry and stuff. I mean, I share a workshop with Mason Campton and stuff like that, and we'll have a race together, and I just look forward to it. It should be a good match.
Yeah, we spoke to Mason last week, but I think he's gunning for you on Friday.
Yeah, I hope so. We'll see what all the talk will be about. I think there'll be a bit of a bit of smack talking and stuff before Friday, but I look forward to it. It's me and Mason raced against each other in Aussie, and it was actually a pretty good race because it's when you're racing against your friends, you don't want them to beat you, and they don't want you to beat them, so it always adds a bit more to it. And yeah, it should be a really good night Friday.
That's all enough to be a bit of a tough one. Obviously, we know we're going to be missing Mark, who's away for his Grand Prix qualifier, and we're still waiting on the fitness of Josh Kentoy. I think he's broken 2 of his fingers. So, what kind of impact does that have on the rest of the guys when you're missing 2 out of the 7? Yeah,
definitely at a home match, it makes quite a big difference, especially Mark. I mean, he can have up to 7 rides, which he did at Glasgow, and he's scoring in all 7 rides quite well. So, someone that's, and Pecco as well. I mean, on Friday, he struggled a bit in his first 2, but he got better and turned things around when I was pretty impressed how he turned them around on Friday. So, it's I think Josh should be okay for Friday. I know he's hurt his hand and done stuff like that, but Mark will be a big miss, definitely. I think if you ask anyone, they'll give you the same answer on that. But I think if me and Sam are there and we can make some starts and score some points, it'll be fun.
And then off to Peterborough on Sunday. Is that a track you enjoy? Yeah,
it's one of them. It's a big, fast place. Can be quite difficult to go fast on sometimes. But the way I've been riding the past few weeks and stuff, and the way my bikes are feeling, I'm looking forward to it. It's a track that I have done quite well at before. I had good success there at the Fours with Workington last year, and I feel like we can go there and get a result.
No, you mentioned there that you feel everyone's working well for you. I think you recorded your highest elite league score with Rye House on Monday 12, if I'm right. Do you think those extra rides are sharpening you up? Do you think that's helping out?
Yeah, Rye House is a track that I've always enjoyed going there. It's well prepared. I have nothing bad to say about the promotion and everything. They're just as good as Edinburgh, and it puts you in a good mindset when you go into the track and stuff. That's for sure. And it's a 5.5-hour drive for me, but when you get there and everyone's super helpful and welcoming and stuff, it makes you feel right at home. So I think that, and I've been desperate to double up for the past year and a half. I remember when I was doing it for Wolves in Sheffield and Wolves in Workington as well. You just have 3 or 4 matches a week, and it just keeps you going and stuff. And yeah, you're busy, and you get into some states and you're that tired and stuff, but it's time on the bike, and I turned up there to our house on Monday, and I'd ridden Friday, Saturday, been rained off Thursday, and it's like, it's second nature, and you're not second guessing yourself, and it keeps you in shape, and it just keeps your mind busy. So all around, I was super excited to get the call off Rye House, and hopefully I can keep up big scores, and you never know, I might be back there next year.
And I think obviously the other week you were due over in Germany for an individual. Is there any more foreign commitments or any other international meetings coming up shortly?
I'm always open to stuff like that. It makes it a little bit better this year racing on a Friday, so where I can kind of pursue those German meetings and stuff. I always enjoy going to Germany. It was a shame that Gustro was called off after a bit too much rain and the track being a little bit too soft, but it's what you have to do, and obviously with Rye House on a Saturday, it goes back to, it makes it a little bit more difficult, but like I said, I couldn't turn down a chance to race an elite league again this year, and when you're doubling up, it does cuts the flights out of it. It's like doing 2 leagues in 2 different countries, but you can do it all out of 1 van and 2 bikes, so it's I have bikes in Denmark and stuff that I can, it's quite easily accessible to do the German meetings and stuff, and I have a GP qualifier next month in Germany, so we'll be doing a few. Obviously with the German boys in the team, they can always kind of get me into them, I hope.
And going back to this weekend, obviously we've got Workington coming up on Friday, minus Cookie, but bringing Stevie Warren as a guest. I don't think that weakens them at all. Is that something you look at when the opposing team's coming up, the 2 you're racing against, or do you just concentrate on yourself and regardless who's at the tape, it's all about what you can do?
To be honest, I wasn't even aware that Cookie wasn't there, so I was expecting him to be there, and Cookie spent however many years in Edinburgh, 3 years I think, and I think it would have brought in a few more fans, but Stevie's been there as well. He's done a few years for Edinburgh, so we were against his brother the other night against Sheffield, against whatever team, that Redcar, and he proved a pretty tough guy to beat. He beat me 3 times, and there is a lot of track specialists in Edinburgh now. I understand it because I used to be one when I used to not be at Edinburgh, but it's when you get the call up to race at Edinburgh, you're always pretty excited and stuff, and I know like Stevie will be as well because the track's always good, and it's a cool little track, so we'll see. I mean, everyone's there to be beat and everyone's there to get beaten, so it's we'll just look forward, and everyone knows what me and Sam can do when we all click, so hopefully we can click and 5-1 heat 13 and 15 and kind of seal the deal.
And I thought that's a point, like, sort of going from a sort of regular visitor to being a home rider this season. I know there's been a little bit of talk with some of the other riders about a few changes to the track. Have you noticed much of a difference? Is there anything different on the track this year?
Yeah, I still, to be honest, I still like when the start-finish line and the tapes were on the other side a few years back. I think that was better. Made the first corners a little bit more options, I would say, but they've taken a little bit of banking coming off turn 4, which me and Sam were speaking about the other week, and I think it was good having all that banking there because you can really use it on such a small track. I mean, even Rye House is pretty banked for being a small track, so it does. I don't know. I think it's a little bit easier to come to Edinburgh now, I would say. It does make it a little bit more difficult to pass, but I've been every time I've moved to a new club, it's taken me a while to get used to the track, and luckily at Edinburgh it hasn't taken me that long, and I've had a decent start to the season and stuff. So I just think everyone will get on with it. It's one of those things where if you don't get on with it, you're not going to score any points. So I don't think there's much change, but if I was to change anything at Edinburgh, I'll put the tapes back on the back straight. I think it's better there.
Perfect. Well, thanks very much for your time this evening, Ricky, and all the best for the weekend.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you.
Big thanks to Ricky for joining Graham there. As we said at the top of the show, one of the guys that we're going to be facing this week is a guy with some very good inside knowledge, and a man who's normally in Ricky's pit bay of a Friday night, and that's Mason Campton. I'm sure he'll be able to pass on some words of wisdom to his Workington teammates. I caught up with him after last Friday's match against Sheffield to see who looks forward to the match at Armadale on Friday. Mason, the Workington Comets come here on the back of some good early season form. Confident to getting some points?
It's always a tough place to come to for anyone, but Yeah, we'll just see how we go. Obviously, Cookie, he's good here. We just need all of us boys to fire as well and chip in and get the points and try and get some. But as I say, it's going to be tough.
Was Craig actually missing for the meeting? But how do you think?
How
do you think your early season forms went?
It's been okay at home after I sorted out the early season problems and stuff. Away, I'm not quite there yet, but once I sort the away form out and just keep doing what I'm doing at home, and it's been going alright.
I think you might have a wee insight into this track considering how much you've been here this season. Do you think that's going to work to your advantage?
No, I don't think so. Obviously, I've been here every meet with Ricky, but every rider's different, every bike's set up different, so it hasn't helped me a lot at all, but it's a place that I normally don't go too good. I think I've had a couple of good meetings here, but just seem to struggle here, so new year, new time in it, so we'll see how we go.
Obviously, apart from the Sheffield match, looking at Edinburgh's early season form at home, it has been tough. That surely the insight that you've got to take to your Workington teammates that this is going to be a hard match for them.
Yeah, it is going to be. Obviously, you got Sam and Ricky and all the other boys are doing good, and obviously Picker as well. He gives it a good crack, doesn't he? So, it's going to be very tough, but just see how we go.
Is there anything we should be looking out for as Monarchs? A wild card within the Comet side that we should be looking out for?
I don't know. Matt Williamson, he's been doing pretty well, but it just depends what rider turns up on what day. I think that's the biggest problem with our team. Everyone's still a little bit inconsistent, so obviously if Cookie was here, he's going to score good, isn't he? But I didn't even know he weren't going to be here, so it depends who we have as guests, so who knows. Ty
Proctor obviously sat out last year in British Speedway. How's he started this season?
Yeah, he's done pretty well. He's a very experienced rider. He's been around a long time, and he isn't scared to attack a track. So he's doing pretty well. I'm sure he's not doing as good as he wants to, but he'll improve as the season goes on.
Mason, thanks very much. Good luck.
Yep, no worries.
Mark Riss, Edinburgh Monarchs, AC Landshut Devils, Herxham Drifters. My dad, because he was one of the best speedway riders Germany ever had, and he was consistent for many years and won Conti finals and went into the GPs and World finals, and he had a great style, and I look up to him. Yeah. I would choose Craig Hancock, Thomas Gollop and Jason Graham, because these three guys were the ones I looked up when I started Speedway and before, and they had a great style and they were dominating the Speedway GPs over many years, and I think I could learn a lot from them. It was in 2011 when I started practicing, and I did my first meetings in 2012. My ultimate ambition is to make it into the GPs someday and ride in the first Polish league and Danish and Swedish league.
Thanks to Mason for joining us there. I'm sure we're all looking forward to seeing him on Friday, and hope you enjoyed the new feature with Mark Riss. Coming up is two phenomenal races from yesteryear. One not so long ago in 2012 that we're going to see now, when we've got Derek Steddon and Andy Tully up against former Monarch Rusty Harrison. Can it be a Scottish 5-1, or will Rusty get the better of him? Let's find out.
Heat 6, Andrew Tully, Rusty Harrison, Derek Steddon, and it's Gary Irving again. So Andrew's made a good start and Derek Steddon runs round the outside, but look at Rusty bursting through the inside there, almost took off. He's gone to the front. Derek Steddon comes back. Derek's going to... Well, there must be something happening on the inside line there. And Andrew Tully will try and use it. Rusty attacking, and we've got a really interesting race here again. Tully's got on the inside of Harrison, but there's not quite enough room there to come through. This time there is though. Oh, lovely, beautiful riding by Andrew Tully. Rusty coming back again. Derek will probably not be as quick as the other two. It's all closing up tight, and here comes Rusty down the outside. He's going to go ahead. Tremendous racing, but you could see that one coming. Last bend chance for Andrew Tully, but it's Harrison who wins. Rusty Harrison did very well there in a tactical race, and really the Monarchs probably needed Andrew Tully to get to the front, but he didn't get there. But it was a good ride by all the front three in a shared race in the end. We're getting some really good racing.
A great ride there from Rusty, showing the Scottish boys the quickest way around the Armadale circuit. Up next is a race from 2008 when the Sky cameras came calling to Armadale Stadium. This one features Carol Stonehuer in Workington colours alongside former Monarch Charles Wright, but he came up against former Monarch Thomas H. Jonasson and Matty Weathers. Let's have a look at this one.
Gate 9, Carl Stonehuer on Gate 1. Gate 2, Matthew Weathers. Gate 3, Charles Wright again. And Thomas Jonasson on Gate 4. And the Comet's away well. Jonasson going for the big blast, and impressive it is too. Very impressive by Jonasson. Right round the outside there. Weathers looking for a way through from the back. Lifting there. Stonehuer protecting his younger partner. Weathers got onto that inside line now, and he's past Stonehuer. So Stoney was protecting, he hasn't protected himself. What's Weathers going to do this time? He's looking for the cutback again. He did fall off trying that move earlier on. Perhaps he's going to have to settle for the point, although he's looking for a big run up the inside, and he's got it. He got the 5-1, a brilliant effort by Weathers on the last corner there. And after the Comets had made the start, Jonasson took them round the first corner, and a brilliant effort by Matthew Weathers to come through for the second spot on the line there. Terrific stuff from Weathers.
Big thanks to Mike Hunter for once again providing two fantastic races. Don't forget, Friday night is Children's Evening at Armadale Stadium in association with Armadale Gala Day, face painting, inflatable fun and giveaways and much more. So don't forget to buy your tickets on the website, so get over there after you watch this show. And you can join us on Saturday morning for the Friday Focus, me and Graham Munsey, all the fun, and of course we'll catch up with some of the guys. Hope you enjoyed the show. Good night.